What's happening, my friends? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. I am your host, your friend, Arrington Gavin, coming to you on this great day. You are probably listening to this show on uh, one of your favorite podcast platforms, or you could be listening to this program on WDJY 99.1 FM straight talk out of Dallas, Georgia, as well as online at DJYFM.com. For those who are listening, I want to say thank you for taking the time out your schedule to have a good conversation with your boy, with your homie, man. This is the Arrington Gavin Show, and I hope you all are doing awesome today. Look, here on this program, we do things differently around here, right? We're not your typical mainstream media platform program. No, we're unfiltered here. We're unbiased, and we're just here to have just a great conversation. Here on this program, we delve in deep in the currents of politics, unravel the thrills of sports, and also dissect the latest in pop culture and beyond. All right, as I mentioned before, you can tune into this program on all digital and streaming platforms, as well as WDJY 99.1 FM straight talk out of Dallas, Georgia, as well as WDJYFM.com. You can also watch us on variety of streaming platforms like YouTube. Our YouTube channel is R Smooth Club Media. Okay, R Smooth Club Media, and also on Rumble at the Arrington Gavin Show. And be sure to follow us on Instagram at the Arrington Gavin Show. On Instagram, keep you up to speed what's going on in our world. Here and there, I'll pop on a IG live if I can't share, if I don't have the time to share it here on this program. So we do a lot here. We do a lot. No guests planned for you all today, but we will be having some very soon. But on today's program, we're going to talk about the Olympics, right? Two different stories involving the Olympics. One is, I'm curious if you checked out, there's a new sport in town, and that sport is break dancing. So for all you dance fanatics out there, think you have what it takes, guess what? Pursue it, pursue it, because guess what? It's an Olympic sports now. So we've witnessed golf becoming an Olympic sport, skateboarding becoming an Olympic sport, now breakdancing becoming an Olympic sport. I'm excited because Olympics is all about the Greek Roman times, right? Back in the days, we had shot put discus. That's why track and field is so popular, right? Swimming is so popular, and powerlifting is so popular. But breakdancing is now involved in the Olympics. Also, rapper, entrepreneur, actor, philanthropist. The man has so many titles. Ice Cube, also the owner and founder of the Big 3, which is a professional basketball league that consists in former pro NBA or overseas athletes, where they play 3-on-3 half court, and it's dope. It's I think he started like in 2017, so it's an exciting league. I tune into it a lot. Recently, he challenged the 3-on-3 squad that comes out victorious in the Olympics, because it is an Olympic sport as well, not just basketball, which your average, I believe, what is it, 5-on-5? No, they actually have 3-on-3 as well. And I believe that one is half court. That might be half court or full court. I'm not sure on that one, but he's challenging the winners, man. He's challenging the winners, and whoever wins gets a good sum of money. So we'll share a little more on that. Also, former, well, not former, they still are journalists, but we remember them from Good Morning America, Amy Robach and T.J. Holmes. If y'all can't recall, they were in a huge public scandal that occurred. Both of them at the time were legally married, but they had a long affair going on, and they were also coworkers, and it was a breach in their contract with Good Morning America. It made the show look bad. I mean, they were co-hosts. They hosted a program together, and they realized when they got sent on them assignments. Okay, they got a little more than just on TV cozy. They got a little cozied up, and it was sad because everybody was in their business. And I'm the guy that really, I try not to talk too much when it comes to like your personal life, but hey, it's my job. It's entertainment. That's what's going. That's current news at the moment. So, just a follow up with them. They've been struggling trying to have like that comeback on television, in the news, in journalists. Obviously, they're not going back to the GMA, but talk a little more on that as well later on in the program. Also, Damon Dash, hip hop mogul Damon Dash recently had to share the remaining of his shares, his Rockefeller shares, to help a debt. And I mean, it's sad, but that's that's life. And also, if we have any more time, I want to mention some big news that occurred with Chipotle. The CEO just mentioned that they will be serving bigger portions after complaints. So I don't know if I had spoken this on the last show, or if I didn't have the time, because I wanted to share it on the last program but ran out of time. So we'll talk a little more on this as well. So again, you are tuning into the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your host, Arrington Gavin. Before we move on, I also want to acknowledge some of our proud supporters and sponsors like Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Rugged is the new smooth with all natural men's grooming line, offering 17 scented beard oils, beard balms, conditioning shampoos, you name it, they have it, all for you fellas out there with facial hair, goatees, mustache, beards, you name it, they have it. And look, it's great for the skin as well. They've been featured in Essence magazine for their holiday gift guide in 2018 and other major publications. Black owned small business we are advocates for here on the Arrington Gavin Show. So for more information about Rugged Evolution Beard Care, do me a favor, check out their website, www.ruggedevo.com. Again, that's www.ruggedevo.com. Also, Ingenious Gin, that's right, Ingenious Gin, the minority-owned, black-owned, veteran-owned gin brand. For all you gin connoisseurs out there, I highly recommend Ingenious Gin to be added to your shelf and your collection of gin. I've always been, and I still am, a bourbon whiskey guy, but hey, they made me a believer, and now they got me drinking gin too. From time to time, if I'm hanging with some friends, I'm a sipper, right? I'm an occasional drinker. Not trying to make it seem like I'm an alky over here, but an amazing gin. Is great neat, is great on the rocks, is great in a cocktail. It is very, very smooth. And like I said, it's a rose gold complexion gin, which the average, normally we always see gin being clear. No, this is unique. So please go ahead and visit your local spirit stores or ABC stores, or you can go online to www.ingeniousgin.com. That's www.ingeniousgin.com. Also, for the listeners out here, guess what? I got a discount code for you. The discount code is 6, and then the capital C. Actually, let me try for those who are watching. I'm gonna type this in, but the code is 6, the number 6, capital C E, the number 1, capital A P F. And you would receive a discount price if you go online and grab yourself a bottle of Ingenious Gin, okay? And I will actually post that on our social media as well. But I just want to give you that code for if you're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show, because you get perks, you get benefits when you tune into the Arrington Gavin Show, man. We got little gifts here and there. Also, I forgot to mention too, another discount code from Rugged Evolution Beard Care, the number 001. So at checkout, if you're on their website, when you go to checkout, put in that 3-digit code and you will receive a percentage off your purchase. Let's see here. We're going to take a commercial break, my friends. When we come back, we'll start off with our favorite segment, Fun Fact of the Day. So don't go anywhere. You're tuning in to the Arrington Gavin Show.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
All right, my friends, welcome back. Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin, here. It's time for fun fact of the day. Yes, fun fact of the day. So, did you know a chicken once lived for 18 months without a head? Fun fact. That's very true. That is very true. Says here, Mike the Chicken's incredible feature was recorded back in the 1940s in the US of A. He survived as his jugular vein and most of his brain stem were left mostly intact, ensuring just enough brain function remaining for survival. In the majority of cases, a headless chicken dies in a matter of minutes. You think? So the brain was still the brain, everything was still intact, but the head was gone. First of all, I hope when it says here the name was Mike. Yeah, I hope when Mike died, I hope nobody ate that chicken. Ooh, ooh. Was it even a chicken? How can you even tell it was a chicken? A headless chicken. How, man? I mean, I guess you can tell because technically we eat headless chicken, right? Because you see the body and the frame of it. But really, how can you tell it's a? That's weird. That's weird. So that was a fun fact, and that's how I'm gonna start off this show. Y'all like Arrington? What is the matter with you? Jeez, Louise, man. So check this out. Check this out. I'll start this off first. Um, so Chipotle is said to be increasing their portion sizes. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not crazy about Chipotle, and I have my reasons why, and I'll give them to you right now. So every time I encounter Chipotle, and I'm not gonna lie, Chipotle is great. They, when it first opened, I'm like, oh, this place is awesome. The chips are seasoned perfectly. I love the toppings and everything. All that, it was dope, right? I loved it when I was like in high school. Oh, it was the plug. Then I started to realize they will always have so many recalls. Recalls. The meat, the beef, this, E. coli. Okay. Once, okay, cool. Twice. All right, now that's too much for comfort. Three. All right, now what's up? What's up? I feel like throughout the year, I know I'm gonna hear at least 1 to 2 recalls from Chipotle. That's just me personally. That's how I feel. That's no personal shot to Chipotle, but I've always heard it. And you mess up my taste buds, you mess up my appetite. I'm like, I don't gotta even eat that anymore, right? I'll go to Moe's. I will go to Moe's. They cheaper. I like their food. I'll go to Moe's. Moe's never had any issues in my part. In my part. But anyway, as I digress, says here that and this reported by NBC News, Chipotle CEO says restaurants will serve bigger portions after complaints. Brian Nicole said about 10% of restaurants where outliers when it came to serving portions that needed to be retrained to the right standards. Now, for the price of all foods at this point, I want all restaurants to give me bigger portions because I've seen people like if I'm at Moe's or even I like I said I don't really go to Chipotle that much because of those specific reasons. But if I'm at Moe's and I'm like, can I always gotta get double the meat because I'm a hungry dude, right? I exercise a lot. It builds me up a huge metabolism now. I'm hungry. Give me some food. But it says here let's see. The CEO said all restaurants will serve bigger portions following social media complaints against the Mexican grill chain over smaller servings. Again, that needs to go for all restaurants. In my opinion, bigger portions is better customer service because people will always be like, "Oh no, they're affordable and they give you big portions, man." I'm gonna keep on now. People are different. I've had these debates with some of my friends when it comes to starting business because I am a business owner, and when in my business planning process, right, my whole avenue was affordability. I don't want to make my product the most expensive and I don't want to make it the cheapest. I want to keep it right there in the middle so that it can hit different classes, right? Different income levels. Also, I want to give them more bang for their buck, right? So you always want to customer service is everything. When you accomplish customer service, that will keep you I'm talking for the future. That will keep you running forever. It's nothing like good customer service, right? Perfect example. Another a good example. My mother's a real estate broker. 90%, 99 probably percent of her clientele are referrals. Why? Because she goes above and beyond for her customers, right? For her clients. Clients become friends. Clients become long-term friends. Customer service is everything. And a lot of restaurants, a lot of businesses, they fail in customer service. And guess what? That hurts them. And that's why you see long-standing food chains that are closing down now, or closing locations and stuff. Like, wow, you never thought you will see the day that they will be closing. Why is that? So this right here for Chipotle, I think is smart. I think it's genius. I think it's it's kind of like, okay, now what Moe's or what Taco Bell, any places that sell burritos and bowls up, that's now like saying, okay, how can you top that, right? How can you top that? Um, as I continue to read, it says here that Brian Nicole, the head of the company, said during an earnings call to investors that there was never a directive to provide less to our customers. But the company noticed the concerns about portion size on social media. Now, here's my thing. Who were they coming from on social media? Were they coming from people that was fairly big and greedy? Was it coming from people that was petite? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to be aware of, like, okay, what demographic, who was saying this stuff? Because there's somebody like me that I could overindulge and eat like a mug. They're gonna be like, nah, he just being greedy. He asked for too much. But then when you start seeing the average and start seeing on a regular basis, they're like, okay, we gotta take notes about this. And he says here, he noted about 10% of his restaurants were outliers that needed to be retrained up to the right standards. The chain has about 3,500 locations in the U.S. One thing I also found out too, when I was in California, I realized Chipotle sells alcohol. See, I'm in the East Coast. East Coast don't be selling alcohol in the Chipotles. I think they sell beer in here and there. I'm like, well, y'all got margaritas too. I mean, they stepped it up their game. They stepped up their game. Um, as I continue to read this, it says here, and I quote, we are re-emphasizing training and coaching around ensuring we are consistently making bowls and burritos correct. We have also leaned in and re-emphasized generous portions across all of our restaurants, he added, noting that it is a core brand equity of Chipotle. You know what? After reading this, I'm gonna give Chipotle. I keep on giving Chipotle so many tries. I give food a lot of tries. I mean, you really, it's. I'm gonna give it. I want to see when this actually starts, because when it starts, I want to be like, okay, they give me a lot of portion, because I don't want to get there and it's like, that was fake news. It was fake. I'm not gonna do. You still gonna get that. That's not true. That's not true. I'm gonna be like, I'll be very upset, very highly upset. So it says here too, famous food influencer Keith Lee made a video for his 16.3 million followers. Wow. Can y'all give me 16.3 million followers, y'all? For those who are listening, my friends, my true audience, could you please give me like at least 65? Just give me like like in the six digits, like six figures. You know what I mean? Like, can I get up there in the multi thousands on social media? But seriously, like 16 million, that's phenomenal. That is whew. During a taste review of 3 times on the menu, in that clip, he complained about the lack of chicken in his bowl. That's what happened. That's what happened. Cause it's just, it begs for me to realize, like, I mean, yeah, people have been complaining about portion sizes from a variety of restaurants years, but it only takes but one influential individual, and this influential individual has 16.3 million reasons, okay, that can lure and that can sway leadership at Chipotle to say, okay, we gotta change this up. 16.3 million, gosh, off of being a food influencer, y'all. Food influencer. Um, yes, I won't really continue any more on this, but I will be doing some deep diving research, making sure that they uh are practicing what they're preaching about this portion size, because that will be very um disappointing if they don't abide by that. Okay, especially if your boy is extremely hungry. I'll be like, hey, I'm hungry. Y'all portions, y'all change y'all portion sizes yet? No, okay. I'm gonna go to Moe's. When I come back another time, y'all better make them changes. Oh gosh, let me digress on that. Okay, what do we have next here? What do we have next? Okay, check this out. Check this out. Break dancing in the Olympics. You're probably like, Arrington, what are you talking about? So, I don't know if y'all have heard, but the Olympics are still going on at the moment, and they've debuted a new sport, which I've witnessed them do that, a few times, which I think is great. It's always a good time for change. And I will say, break dancing, you have to be in some spectacular shape in order to break dance. Now, I know a little thing or two. Oh, what? Yep. For those who are watching, you can, you see the various moves. Okay. What? I try to stay on beat. I could two step. Right. That's the main important thing. You gotta know how to two step. For those who are listening, breakdance is not for everybody. So please don't be like, oh, well, I can join. I can become a Olympic athlete breakdancer. Like I said, it's not for everybody, because breakdancing is an art. If you've seen the true professionals, I know there's twin brothers that it's actually toured a lot with Beyonce. I mean, they are just, the way they move is like, wow, you move like a robot, or you move like you're not human. Like, how? So as I where's my notes at? Okay. So it says here, yes, breakdancing debuts in the Paris 2024 Olympics. And as I mentioned before, in the beginning of the show, the Olympics has brought in multiple new sports like golf, like skateboarding, 3-on-3 men's basketball, right? At the time, I didn't know that was an Olympic sport until I was like, whoa, that's an Olympic sport. Okay. So says here, the 2024 Olympic Games have included hip hop influenced breakdancing or breaking in the Summer Olympic Games. Is one of the new events. So it says here, uh, the hip hop influenced dance style sport is the only new event that is debuting currently in this current Olympics. Breaking will dramatically charge these games with athletes displaying epic athletic moves, creative routines, and complex choreography. Breaking is not new to the world stage. They have many competitions, paid competitions, you name it. I mean, it's a big deal overseas, across the world. Um, Says here, having first debuted in the international competition in the 1990s and featured at the 2018 Youth Olympic Games in Buenos Aires, Argentina, becoming an official Olympic event truly puts the electrifying art form of breaking on the world stage. The modern dance form originated in the Bronx in the early 1970s. And in the wake of the hip hop movement, by incorporating athletic movements such as top rock footwork, power moves, and freezes, okay, breaking has evolved in an unique category of dance and is perfectly suited to enhance and inspire the Paris Games. Now, breaking's Olympics debuts is a historic moment for both the sport and the Olympic Games. While celebrating the rich history of hip hop and culture, it will bring a fresh and dynamic component to the games. The inclusion of breaking in the Olympics reflects the evolutionary goals of the games, as it celebrates diverse and culture strives to appeal to younger audience. I think that's pretty neat. So okay, so let's talk about the breaking competition format. It says here that breaking will take place. Let's see here. Um, at the Paris Plaza de la Corridore. My language is not that good. I'm very, a little difficult pronouncing that. But let me move my stuff. First of all, I'm trying to fix my table, y'all. Um, the competition will feature 16 females and 16 male breakers. Both days are structured in a round robin format where competitors compete in 1-minute battles. The top 2 from both the female and the male groups advance to the quarterfinals, where winners advance to the semifinals, culminating in a best of 3 final round. Now, each battle is scored by a panel of judges that assesses how competitors perform their moves and execute their techniques, but also on how they express themselves in the breaking art form. Now, the judges score on the following 6 categories: creativity, personality, variety, technique, performative, performativity, and musicality. Uh that is actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very excited about this. It's very appealing, it's very attractive to people. I remember there was an old movie called uh um oh, what was that movie called? You Got Served. You Got Served. And it starred Columbus Short or Marion. Um No, I apologize. No, Columbus Short wasn't. It was Omarion and Marcus Houston. Whoa, uh I think Columbus Short was on Stomp the Yard. Got my movies mixed up, y'all. Got my movies mixed up. So Marcus Houston, of Sister Sister, actor singer, and then Omarion of B2K, singer actor as well. And You Got Served was a dope movie because it showed the culture, the art of breakdancing, mainly in the Black community too, because they did one called what was the movie with Channing Tatum when he was also breakdancing? Oh my gosh, it's gonna kill me if I don't recall the name of that film. Uh what was that movie? What was that movie? What was that movie? Damn, what was that movie? Step Up. There we go. Step Up. Step Up, which the first Step Up, I mean, that was dope. That was the best one. The other ones they started doing was really corny in my opinion. But yeah, movies like Step Up, You Got Served, those were some very, very cultural, pop culture phenomenon films. And again, I feel like I guarantee you that one of those films are going to be on Netflix right now, being one of the most watched films due because of this newly entered sport in the Olympics. So that would be interesting to see. Interesting to see. So, congrats to the Olympics on bringing more new events to the games. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's extremely cool, and looking forward to checking more of that in the Olympics, and just in general. Like I want to watch more because I watch most of them like on YouTube and social media and stuff like that. So that'll be cool. That'll be cool. So let's hear, guys. We're gonna do another commercial break. Don't go anywhere, my friends. You're tuning in again to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin. So do me a favor, don't go anywhere and don't change that dial.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
All right, family, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin. Let's see here. So, as I mentioned in the beginning of the show, Ice Cube, media mogul, hip hop legend, pioneer, however you want to call it, he had recently challenged three individuals. You see, I did that. Three individuals he challenged. To his three individuals that he happens to run. Okay, let me get to it. So the big three, the big three is a basketball league that is founded by Ice Cube as well as entertainment executive Jeff Quasentines. Quant Quantines. And the league, it was originated in 2017, very very popular, right? So what it is, it's a 3-on-3 basketball league that consists in 12 teams whose roster include both former NBA players as well as international players. Now the rules of the big threes contain deviations from the official rules of 3-on-3 basketball as administered by FIBA. Now, it says here in January of 2020, the Big Three announced its rule set would be the core of the new basketball variant called Fireball 3. Um, it's it's a great uh, uh, league. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's garnered huge success in the earlier stages. I know they've actually um, uh, sold some expansion teams or creating some new expansion teams in different parts of the U.S. So it's really really interesting. I will say, and then on top of that too, you they're coached by Hall of Fame basketball players that was never coached to begin with. Like you guys like Gary Payton, um, uh, uh, um, Dr. J. I think he coached out there. Um, Nancy Lieberman, so many great Hall of Fame players, and their coach. It's dope. I'm not gonna lie, like you'll need to check it out. So recently, says here, Ice Cube challenged Olympic 3-on-3 basketball winners to play Big Three on the Pat McAfee Show. For those who are unfamiliar who Pat McAfee is a former NFL punter. He played 7 years with my Indianapolis Colts. He's also a comedian, professional wrestler, pro wrestling announcer, as well as the host of the Pat McAfee Show, which is a highly successful and popular streaming and digital show. It started off as a podcast, and then I think it started off really might have started as a radio show, and then more like a podcast, and then he went on to went on to he was with Sirius XM before. He was with, I think, FanDuel for some years, and then he signed this huge ass contract with ESPN. Which for a second I'm like, ESPN, y'all sure about that? Because like like I said, Pat McAfee is a comedian. It's him along with his friends that host a program. It's really dope. It's a great platform, and he uh uh he signed a huge contract with ESPN. I mean, in the millions, and it's just been successful from there. He's also doing commentary on college football as well. So recently, it says here, United States is struggling more. This is reported by USA Today. It says here, United States is struggling more than expected in the 3-on-3 basketball competition in the 2024 Olympics. It's current Olympics happening right now in Paris. And Ice Cube believes he has a solution. The rapper actor who founded the Big Three basketball league 7 years ago thinks his best players need to be included when the Olympics comes to Los Angeles in 2028. That's true. If y'all haven't known, yes, the next Olympics will be in LA 2028. Ice Cube is so confident. He's so confident about that. During an appearance on the Pat McAfee Show, he challenged the gold medal winners in the men's 3-on-3 basketball this year to a high stake exhibition game later in the month before the Big 3 championship game takes place in Boston. Says here, McAfee offered to give the winning team $100 grand. You hear me? 100 grand. Pat McAfee got money like that now. You never heard that a lot from punters these days. Ice Cube pledged to pay all expenses and chip in an additional money for the winning team. Um, I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome. I think for one, Ice Cube is just once again a great businessman. He loves all the great attention that it brings to his league, man. I'm telling you, Ice Cube gets the job done. Recently, the Big Three had some of the most was in the news for a while because at the time you had one of the most notable WNBA drafts about to occur because you had Angel Reese coming out of LSU. You also had Caitlin Clark coming out of Iowa. And Caitlin Clark at the time was, a name that everybody was talking about. Caitlin Clark this, Caitlin Clark that, Caitlin Clark this. Ice Cube even offered Caitlin Clark, I believe it was $5 million. And I won't say annually, but it was a $5 million contract to play in the Big Three. Now, obviously, people are like saying, "Oh, stop it, Ice!" Like you don't like the league is very much male dominant. It's he doesn't have a female version yet, nor does he have it mixed genders yet. So he keeps it strictly just men. If that would have occurred, she would have been the first and so far only female that entered in the league, and there was a lot of money too. And the reason why, because obviously it's controversy when it comes to the WNBA as far as salary basis is concerned. Now, right now, that could easily change because the ratings has skyrocketed. They're selling out season tickets nonstop, back to back to back, and so all that stuff can change. But what Cube recently had done was like, hey, let me throw my hat in that field right there, and he just did that just for the attention, just for more publicity, so that the public can continue to say Big Three, the Big Three, the Big Three, the Big Three. Like I said, great businessman, great businessman. But we will see if this will be come into reality if this comes out in the light, and I don't see why not, especially if you got money on the line. I mean, for 150 grand split 3 ways, that's a good chunk of change. That's some good pocket change right there. So for playing basketball, I would definitely do it, and I suck at basketball. Okay, I'm awful. It's so funny because people be like, Arrington, you lost your black card. First of all, don't expect all black people know how to play basketball, because that is a myth. Okay. First of all, I know the sport, but I have awful form. I can't dribble to my legs. I wish I could. I wish I was great at basketball, but I suck. I suck at basketball. So obviously that dream is long gone. And I'm 5'8". Okay. 5'7" in like 4 quarters. But yes, I'm 5'8". So once again, basketball is not on my radar at all. But yeah, so I thought this was interesting to bring up because Ice Cube, the Big Three, is always growing each and every year. They bring on some notable names that people haven't heard from in a long time. They have viral moments, you name it. So it's exciting. I will continue to read up on this and continue to follow up, and I'll keep you guys up to speed on that. But all you have to do is follow me on Instagram at the Arrington Gavin Show. Do it right now. Do it right now. Do it right now. For real. I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all will hurt my feelings if you don't do it. So yes, now you have to do it. Because if you prefer to hurt Arrington's feelings, yes, I'm speaking third person. If you prefer to hurt my feelings, then we just should have never been friends in the first place. Just should have never been friends in the first place. Okay, that's awkward. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. So what do we have next on this? Okay, so Amy Robach. I've mentioned this name before. Let me get my setup all situated here. Amy Robach and T.J. Holmes. For those again who are unfamiliar, T.J. Holmes and Amy Robach were stars from, not stars, but they were former anchors and journalists with Good Morning America. Now, I remember T.J. Holmes when he used to do like BET News and other platform programs, and he was pretty, he was pretty popular. Then I saw when he went to Good Morning America, which is probably the most watched, one of the most watched national news morning shows that, I mean, just popular. Robin Roberts, you got George Stephanopoulos, you got Michael Strahan, you got a great group of individuals on that squad. I remember I used to watch it back when it was like what was his name, Gibson, and Diane Sawyer, and then really Robin Roberts was kind of like the third person. She wasn't as like the leader as she is now. But when you add on TJ Holmes, you add Amy Robach, and you have a great crew of people, right? They've even added like, I think, a third hour show or another hour show called like What's in the Know or something like that. And I believe that was the show that they both had co-anchored. So it says here, this is reported by the Jasmine Brand. Yes, the Jasmine Brand newsletters, titled Amy Rombach and TJ Holmes desperate for redemption as they continue to fight for their quote unquote GMA return, sources says. Now, says here, looks like the former GMA anchors are still hoping to get their previous jobs back. Now, I'll be honest, no, you already got your payout, right? You left. There's no need to get them back. Now, I also think that this should be an opportunity for other excuse me, other platforms to reach out, because they are very sharp at their craft. Yes, they did something wrong. They fell in love with each other, and they both are now divorced from each of their spouses, which is awkward. Like, now their exes are dating each other. Some little freakiness going on there. That's just me. I think they like to get a little nasty on the low. That's just me. But also, sources close to the couple shared with In Touch that they've been lobbying hard to reclaim their old anchor chairs, but are allegedly they are allegedly open to whoever will take them on as a package deal. Now, here's what I initially had read. This was back in the past. So that Amy was potentially working out a deal with News Nation. Now, News Nation is it still is a growing news network. Not up and coming, because it has been in existence for quite some time, but it's a growing network, right? They promote themselves as being the unbiased platform, news centrist. They don't pick sides. They have people from all different avenues. They've hired a lot of people from Fox. They've hired a lot of people from CNN. They've hired a lot of people from ABC, all different spots. And even people that have, you can kind of quote unquote, the people that got fired, they lean towards News Nation. They sign them. Seriously, you got Chris Steyerwall, who was let go by Fox News. Chris Steyerwall is now hosts a weekly show called The Hill Sunday with Chris Steyerwall. Chris Cuomo, another award-winning journalist who was fired from CNN at the time, having one of the highest rated programs, but he was let go. Guess what? He has a prime time weeknight program called Cuomo. You also have Geraldo Rivera, who was fired, another one from Fox News. He's works on there as a correspondent. They have Bill O'Reilly on there on a regular basis. There's so many people that has worked with other platforms that, like I said, they were either fired or they would just, they signed them for a big money. And it's a great news network. I'm not gonna lie, I watch a little more News Nation because, again, being an independent, I like seeing the unbiased. I like seeing, hey, look, we have different disagreements, but we can also grab a beer after this, or this debate, right? They don't pick sides. They have to call out both sides and not just be biased because, okay, our network leans in favor from this one. No, that's not how the news should work at all, because that's not how society works. Unlike other news platforms, right? So I thought that Amy was going to sign a deal with News Nation. And if that wasn't going to be the case, they should have brought both of them on, because they're still a growing network. I know recently they had started a podcast called, I think, Amy and TJ. And it was signed under iHeart. I think it was signed on iHeart, which by the way, you can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show on iHeart podcast. So just go to our Smooth Club Media and you will find us there on demand. But they started a podcast and it was just very corny to me. It was so corny. It was obviously the first episode was, what are you doing now? What have you been doing since the firing? You've been out of the public as far as in television for like a year. Obviously the public always kept tabs on you. Paparazzis would say, hey, look at them, they're here, look at them, they're there. And they were like vacation, they were living their best, like they were always smiling, cheesing, having a good time. But then they started this podcast and they were like saying, oh, we're gonna do our tell-all and this and then the other. And it just didn't make sense. I mean, it looked like they were forcing, even though they're in a relationship, it's like they're trying to force, like, oh, we can make our own show together and it could be very popular. No, it did not work. In my opinion, I don't think it worked. To this day, they still have it. They still have it. You can tune into it now and stuff, but it's just, it never caught my interest. And that's all let's do is radio, podcast, talk, 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 talk. That's all I listen to. Um, says here, it says here, okay, so while the network confirmed that their relationship didn't necessarily violate company policy, both were let go because the situation was simply too distracting. Now that's just ridiculous. Because it's too distracting, you got to let go, even though it's not in the policy handbook. So again, best believe they got a huge. Pull up a Don Lemon and sue. I don't care if you give me my payout. I'm still suing because you're firing me for no reason at all because it's too distracting. I'm sorry. Don't you want attention brought to your network? Good or bad? I mean, shoot. That's just me personally. Um, both were let go. Okay. And their romance surfaced prior to them legally ending their own separate marriages, which I've spoken to before. Now it says insiders claim the two are ready to be back in primetime air and have been networking in rooms, scoping out possibilities of them returning to host the show. Says here, a source stated that they feel they've been wronged, but at the same time, they're desperate for redemption. They get a lot of fan letters. That stokes their egos, so that they're keeping an eye on all the networks to see who could use a ratings booth. Well, let's be honest, CNN could easily use a ratings booth, but as I mentioned before, News Nation. Now, I am not a paid individual contributor, nothing with News Nations, but I do think that will be a great platform for them. Personally, I really do. They have a New York station. They have a Chicago station. They have studios is no issue for them. But I personally think that will help out. Shoot, you got former ABC anchors on that network. You have Adrian Bankard. You have Chris Cuomo, because he used to be on Good Morning America before he was with CNN. You have Dan Abrams, who's actually still ABC's chief legal contributor, chief legal analyst. And he he has his own primetime show as well. So you got familiar faces on that network. I'm trying to see here. And they're still young, right? They're 50 and 46. 50, excuse me, 51 and 46. Uh is that the age group? Yep. TJ's 46 and Amy is 51. I mean, good looking couple. Like I said, great looking couple. So that's a very, very young age. You still have so much, life ahead. You still have so much journalism work to do and share your thoughts. I mean, that's pretty pretty dope. So following their departure, as I mentioned, they started a podcast titled Amy and TJ. It appears the show is still releasing new episodes at this time. And In Touch Report note that the pair also have a news focused podcast in the works. Okay, so I don't know what kind of focus that was that they've done before, because I don't know, but news focus will be better, probably more of a video um a video version will be nice as well. Both paid 5 figures ahead of podcast launch. Um, just 5 figures. It's not that much. So I will continue to follow up with this, guys. I'll continue to follow this up through social media. So be sure again to follow and subscribe to the Arrington Gavin Show on Instagram. So follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, R Smooth Club Media, and then also on Rumble. If you're a Rumble subscriber, you were on there, the Arrington Gavin Show. I truly appreciate that as well. As I digress from this, we're going to take one more quick commercial break, and then we'll have our final story of the show. So don't go anywhere, my friends. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. I will be right back, so don't go anywhere.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
What's happening, my friends? Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, we are gonna try and do this pretty quickly as we're running out of time. So, as I mentioned before, Damon Dash sells Rockefeller shares. Yes, that is a true fact. And recently, what occurred is, first of all, Dame Dash has kind of been not looking so good as far as with all this. You always hear him involving finances and like, oh, he's running low on this, or he's losing this, he's struggling with that, and this and that and the other. And Damon Dash once was one of and still is one of the most recognizable names and voices in hip hop. Again, Rockefeller Records gained so much popularity, so much success, and it's sad to see him, at his status, his career, he's losing a lot of funds, right? And it's unfortunate. It says here that Damon Dash Rockefeller shares will be auctioned to pay legal judgments, but there may be a catch to it. Now, this is reported by Billboard. Says here that a source tells Billboard that there are important limitations to the 1/3 interest in the company, which is being auctioned off to satisfy the label co-founders' debts. 1/3 of the stakes in Jay-Z's Rockefeller Records is going up for auction later in the month, but a source tells Billboard that there might come with some key limitations. According to federal court filings, this week the United States Marshal Service will auction off Dame Dash 33.3% interest in the storied record company to satisfy an $823,000 judgment against him in a lawsuit filed by movie producer Josh Weber over a failed film partnership. Now, the auction has its set date is happening in the month of August at the Midtown Manhattan Hotel. Will have a minimum bid of 1.2 million, and prospective bidders will be required to post a $240,000 deposit for the right to take part of the proceedings. Now, the sale will be the Dash's stake in Rockefeller Incorporated entity, whose primary assets are the rights to Jay-Z's iconic debut album, Reasonable Doubt. Now, according to an April article by Rolling Stone, the rest of the catalog of music released by Rockefeller, which dissolved as an operational label in 2013, is owed by other entities and isn't involved. Let me see quickly. I'm looking at my time right here. The owners of the 2/3 Rockefeller label co-founders Jay-Z, Sean Carter, Kareem Biggs Burke, has already attempted to stop the auction, including making changes to the company's bylaws and intervening in the lawsuit. But a federal judge rejected such opposing in February. I would continue, but I have I'll continue this story on the next show, guys. So I'm running out of time, but I real quickly want to mention this awesome event happening. But I will read more and actually follow up with this on our social media at the Arrington Gavin Show on Instagram. So be sure to continue to follow up with us on that. Running out of time, but before we end this show, I have got to mention our we have an amazing the Rugged Evolution Foundation. I have a nonprofit, and we are having our 5th annual back to school giveaway, okay, happening August 24th, and it's going to be on a Saturday. I'm very excited. If you are in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area, please stop by Bethany Baptist Church, located in Chesapeake, Virginia, off of Campostella Road, 2587 Campostella Road. This huge event is happening from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's a giveaway. It will be backpacks filled with school supplies, prizes, games, you name it, resource tables. It will be so much prizes and things, free face paint, free haircuts, you name it. We're gonna have an awesome time, and this is our 5th annual one, so we're very excited. The Revolution Foundation has given to about a little over 2,000 families in the Hampton Roads area, and is continuing to give more and more and more. So I'm very excited again to have this event. We're gonna have my good friend DJ Scandalous. He's a popular DJ out in the Hampton Roads area. Like I said, free haircuts, games, food, door prizes, you name it's going to be there. Look, if you want to help this movement, because we're here helping by contributing today for tomorrow's future, okay? Invest today in tomorrow's future, man. So there's kids out there that need our assistance and need our help. So if you want to do so, please visit RuggedEvolutionFoundation.org. The RuggedEvolutionFoundation.org. If you would like to donate, hear more, and read more about our mission. Again, that's Rugged Evolution Foundation.org. Also, you can follow their Instagram at rugged_foundation1. Okay, rugged_foundation1. It's an exciting time, y'all. I'm telling you, you have to be a blessing to others, because I always say, and I'm a believer, right? The Lord blessed me in a very great household, and I just know that, hey, look, I gotta there's people like that are not fortunate like myself, like our listeners here, right? So please check them out, and like I said, if you want to contribute, that'll be awesome as well. RuggedEvolutionFoundation.org. Until next time, my friends, y'all be easy, stay blessed, and I will see y'all next time. Be safe.